Hello YouTube. I thought I'd just make a quick video on my reloading setup. It's a little room underneath the stairs, so you could kind of say it's my Harry Potter room. Um, well, it kind of is, because this is where the magic happens. Let me show you a little bit around. Um, yeah, so this is my reloading bench. Everything here has been repurposed stuff. So bought a Lee 50th anniversary kit, reloading kit, way back. I think it's kind of like 10 years back, from a guy secondhand. Got it for a really good deal, and I've been using that ever since. Yeah, so used the stable, just fixed it to uh, the wall on the back, and so it won't tilt when I do reloading on this bench. I have a Gen 6 Lyman auto dispenser. That's what I use. The dies that I use, either Lee or Hornady. I really like the Lee dies, especially the collet neck sizing dies. I think it's just one of those brilliant tools that you have. And the bullets that I prefer is Sierra. I'm loading Hornady on the 308, Sierra Pro Hunters 180 grains on the 306, and then PPU 150 grain on the 270, and on the 303 Brit I'm also using Hornady 170 grain interlocks, the round nose, 0.312 inch, not the 311. I think it just produces a better accuracy for me in that specific rifle. Yeah, so I haven't used this dispenser in quite a while. It's also a Lyman. Become my brother-in-law, actually. When he started hunting and he got his first rifle, he said, oh well, we'll always reload by me, and he bought this Lyman auto dispensers. I've kind of become accustomed to using it. Before that, I used to use just a trickler and normal scale, sliding scale, just to kind of get it. Yeah, and I always use these stickers on the range when you go and shoot a couple of shots, and you can kind of just put it over the bullet holes. I actually saw these today, and I got some of these. It's 1/2 inch circles, or 14 millimeters, and it has a little black dot in the middle. I think these will work great for just 22 blinking and some target shooting, maybe with an air rifle and things like that. So yeah, I mean, you can get these from any stationery shop or shop that sells stationery. Yeah, and then I thought I'd just show you this. This is the kind of the two powders I use in most of all my rifles. Not necessarily the specific one, but the brand IMR or Somchem. Somchem is this one. It's a locally produced propellant, and yeah, done by Rheinmetall. And we've kind of been getting these back now in drips and drabs. So we were getting used to using the imported stuff, but before COVID, I was paying maybe $25 for a can of Somchem, and around about $40 for a tin of IMR 4350. The reason we we don't necessarily want to use Somchem is each batch comes out with a deviation, and you kind of have to go and work out the deviation for every load again. So once you've done load development, you're not done. As soon as you get another tin with a different deviation, you have to do load development again. So that sucked. But now this is why we kind of wanted to stick with IMR. But now we're paying around $50 a tin for Somchem propellants, and guess what? Around $100 to $110 for IMR powder here in South Africa. So yeah, it becomes a thing about numbers, and you have to kind of shoot what you can afford. So some compromises has to be made. This is just my reloading book. I have a few groups that I shot and loads that I did. This was with 6mm Remington, using 85 grain Sierra Game Kings, the hollow point bow tails. Got some nice groupings on them. This is with the Video 6 that I got. This is a 5-shot group, and I always had that one flyer. Yes, and I was trying to figure out what's going on, and I actually seated to about millimeter and a half off the land. That jump gave me good accuracy, and then what I realized is when I push the bullets down into the magazine, the ends, the tips were touching, and what you get with these bullets, these Pro Hunter bullets, the lead tip at the end isn't very consistent. They're different sizes when you actually go and measure them. Now, I was measuring on the ogive, but the tips were touching the magazine, some of them. And when you push it down, it's kind of seated the bullet a little deeper. And you got different pressure patterns, and that caused the flyers every now and then. Let me just see if I can't get that. Yeah, here it is. So I measured the inside of the magazine. Yeah, and I got a new seating depth for it, where it cleared the magazine by a millimeter, and just tweaked the load a little bit again, and it's running about 2,550 feet per second. And yeah, this is a 5-shot group, so I'm pretty happy with this in a hunting rifle. Old Kane 98 Mauser action. Some load development here on the 222 Remington 6mm PPC. Some load development there. Notes. So yeah, this is kind of my cheat sheet book. And then in South Africa, you have to put your rifles in a safe. So this is what I have. A nice big safe, and it's bolted. I kind of thingamajiggy device here on a timer that has a bulb inside. I live in George, and it's very close to the mountain on the one side, and the other side we have the sea. So we have a problem with moisture. So I have a bunch of these moisture absorbers, and they used to last about 2 weeks. I put 3 in the safe, and 2 weeks later, just look at all of that moisture. But I put in a globe, an old school globe light, on a timer, and it goes for 2 hours. Then it's half an hour off, 2 hours, half an hour off, and I haven't had any problems since then. So yeah, this is my setup. Couple of crates here at the top where I put some other gear, Warthog sharpener, also something like a local here in South Africa, tumbler, and all of my crates with my range stuff and everything. So yeah, welcome to my little Harry Potter reloading room.